Hello, everybody, and welcome back to our Thursday live broadcast here on YouTube. This is exclusively for our YouTube channel members and subscribers. So if you are tuning in right now, let me know where you're from. As always, post your comments in the chat box, and I'll be able to answer those questions. Today is going to be a short live because I'm between meetings, and I try to get in here and be able to do this live as I promised. And we try to do them every Thursday around this time, sometimes a little bit earlier. And we've got quite a few updates for you guys. Welcome, those of you that are joining in right now. As I mentioned before, state your name and let me know where you're from, and you can post your question in the chat box, and I will answer it. We'll do it quick. We've got some cool topics. We've got Abraham from Ethiopia. Welcome. We've got, we go. Oh, thank you so much, Nadim. So those of you that are joining, welcome again. We'll be talking about a new policy from USCIS, was just released, that for those of you guys that are renewing your green cards, 2-year green cards, as you know, when the green card is being renewed, you usually get an extension for 24 months. After that, you have to go back every year and get a stamp. We've got Serbia in the house. Hi, Mariana. OKC. Beautiful. So just a few days ago, they announced that once your conditional green card expires, they're going to be giving a 4-year extension on these cards. This is like the first time in history that they've done that. And what that means is that probably these backlogs are worse than we think. If they're going to be giving you guys 4-year extensions, which you never heard before, then it's going to be, I've never seen that before. So that means the backlogs are going to be even worse. And then just today, they announced also Google that they are laying off over 12,000 employees. Among them are hundreds, maybe even thousands of H1B employees. I'm getting a lot of messages from these kind of workers that are looking for options, and we'll talk about that as well. And we'll clear some confusion about people that are documentary qualified, but their visas are not current yet, and they are wondering why MVC is sending them those emails. I'll explain to you why it's happening and what you have to do about it. So, and I'll let you guys also ask questions. You can post your questions in the comments, and I'll answer them. I'm not going to have time today to get you guys on video with me. Usually, I get you guys on video with me and allow you to ask questions. But today, unfortunately, I am running a little bit of time. But maybe we'll do it. Maybe we can get a couple of you guys on video. So we'll do that. So let me cover some of these topics, and then I'll take your questions. And maybe I'll have time to get 1 or 2 of you on video. If you do want to join me on video, all you have to do is I'm going to post the link here in the comments. Use the link to join in the queue waiting room, and I'll try to get at least 1 or 2 of you on video. All right, so let's talk about the USCIS announcement. So this is specifically for people that are filing removal of conditions. So if you have a 2-year green card, you've been married to a U.S. citizen less than 2 years, you get a 2-year green card, and then you have to file an application to remove the conditions. And typically you do that 90 days before your green card expire. And while you're waiting for the renewal, back in the old days, they gave you an 18 months extension because it usually took about a year or so for this thing to go through. But now it's taking longer. And obviously they came out with this announcement before that they're going to extend those cards for 2 years. Which was good. And now they're going to be extending them for 4 years, which means that you file the removal conditions, you get a paper, that paper is going to be good for 4 years, work and travel. And what it tells me is that these backlogs may take even longer than 4 years. And I think the reason why they're doing that is because they want to prevent people from filing lawsuits, because we've been filing, other attorneys have been filing lawsuits against it because of these long delays. And I think that they think just because they're going to give people this extension, that they can file, wait for 4 years, people are not going to go ahead and sue them. I don't know. I mean, the other question is that what happens when you're waiting those 4 years, now you're eligible for citizenship, You apply for citizenship. They're not going to approve your citizenship. Your other case is on hold. Guess what? There's going to be more litigation. It's not going to reduce litigation. People are going to be frustrated because if I'm eligible for citizenship and I'm married to a U.S. citizen, and now they tell me to wait 4 years or longer for my conditional green card to be approved, and I can't file for citizenship because I'm worried, I mean, that's more lawsuits. And trust me, I already have questions from clients. Now, this also applies for EB-5 investors. If you're an EB-5 investor and you have a conditional green card, and usually you have to get a stamp every year, now they're going to give it to you for 4 years, so you don't have to go back and renew it every year. So again, it's very frustrating. It's gonna basically create a lot of confusion for people who are trying to apply for citizenship, but now they can't because they're worried they're stuck. It's crazy. So that's one thing. So if you have questions about it, let me know. The other thing is that there's been big layoffs in Google. Just happened today, yesterday, in the past couple of days, people receiving those emails. A lot of these people are H1B workers, and many of these H1B workers are subscribers to our channel. People are watching this, sending me a lot of messages on Instagram. And by the way, if you want to be able to talk to me directly, people are asking how to get a hold of me for any reason. All you have to do is, because you're watching the live stream, is text me right here, 619-483-4549, and I'll be able to answer your questions and set up consultations. Another question that we're getting a lot and people are wondering from our viewers is people are pending an MVC. Their cases are documentary qualified, but their priority date is not current, and they're getting emails from MVC to send them documents, to pay fees, and they're wondering what's happening. Remember, even if you're documentary qualified, but you're not, your priority date is not current. So, for example, a lot of the family categories, the priority dates are not current, and you're not able to get your visa moving forward. The embassy is not going to schedule your interview until there is a visa available for you. So that's the reason why, in many cases, even if you're documentary qualified, if the visa bulletin is retrogressing, if your numbers are not current, you're not going to be able to get an interview, and the embassy is not even going to entertain any questions from you. So that's one thing. So again, I have getting a lot of questions on our here and also before the show. A lot of people, again, who are worried about these layoffs, and that's the reason why I did the live stream today. So remember, if you're an H1B holder, first of all, you have 60 days to find a job. You can find a job, and if you do find a job, it's easy to transfer this H1B. A lot of these Google former employees are in high demand. Former Meta employees, we personally worked with quite a few of these layoffs from Meta and from Twitter. We help them transition to small companies. So 60 days, you can transition. If you don't find a job, change your status to something else, tourist, student. And of course, in many cases, they may be required to leave the country and re-enter with a different visa. A lot of these employees starting their own companies on E2 visas. We've been doing a lot of E2 visas for a lot of companies, a lot of these employees that were laid off. So don't lose hope. There's definitely other options that you can do. And again, if you're watching this live stream, or if somebody who was laid off, just forward that video to them, or send them this number, 619-483-4549, to set up a consultation. We've got Holly from the UK. Welcome. Somalia. Okay, so I want to update on the status of immigrant visa. I assume you're asking about family petitions. Family petitions are still very, very slow. And if you watch my last video on the visa bulletin, you can see that the movement is really, really nominal. And my prediction is that after April, you're going to start seeing more and more rapid movement on the family part of immigration. Let me see here. How long does it take for the embassy to change the visa category? So again, it depends on which embassy and which visa category. Like I said, right now the procedures with these embassies are not very structured, and so I assume that you're asking about somebody that's moving from one category to another. It usually starts with the National Visa Center. Once they update that, it goes straight to the embassy. So it's really coming from the National Visa Center. Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks, Nina. Let's see here. I'm waiting for my I-130 over a year now. What should I do? So I-130s, just so you know, those of you that are watching here, I-130s are currently pending over 15 months in most states. So waiting 1 year is not outside of normal processing times. And I would imagine no matter where you have filed it, it's still within normal processing time. So you just have to wait for now. Peggy, welcome Peggy, is asking, is there a way my husband can come to the United States and wait here for his visa interview? And how much would you charge if you could expedite this case in Ghana? So that's a good question. So right now, expedites are still working. They're not working as well as last year, but we're still able to expedite a lot of these cases, especially if you haven't done it before. First-time expediters may have a better chance, and it's still a good option. It doesn't hurt you. So, like I said, in your case, your husband cannot come to the United States. If he doesn't have already a tourist visa, he's not going to be allowed to come here. So your only option is to try to expedite it. Unfortunately, guys, I won't be able to take anyone on camera right now because I have to log off shortly. But I'll take a couple of more questions on camera. Thanks a lot, Cindy. We appreciate it. My documentary qualified before 7 months ago from MVC. I still haven't get an interview scheduled. Nadim, 2 questions. Are your visas current, meaning that your priority date is current? If it is current, then you need to contact the embassy directly while you communicate with MVC to find out what's going on. Remember, the reason why these cases are like that is because the embassies are not opening interview slots, and they're waiting for to have capacity. Those of you that are watching right now, on February 2nd at 1 p.m., we're doing a private webinar. If you go to the community section of YouTube, of our YouTube channel, there's an announcement there. And also inside our private Facebook group, which the Facebook group, the links are in the description of all our videos. If you go in there, you'll be able to sign up for this webinar. It's February 2nd at 1 p.m. And it's not going to be live on YouTube. It's going to be on our platform. And you just have to sign up and receive an email. And I'm going to talk about when people are getting their interviews from MVC, what's happening right now, the most recent updates for 2023. A lot of information that we can't really share publicly, but it's going to be in a private webinar. So far, we have a lot of people registered, so make sure you do that. And again, a lot of you are asking to specifically about your cases, and you want to be able to have consultations with me directly. So all you have to do is, as I mentioned before, because you're a subscriber to our channel and you're watching this live, this is the number 619-483-4549. Specifically, you can have a consultation, or we can resolve all your matters. Rosas, I'm a DACA recipient. Can I apply for H1B visa? So as long as your DACA was filed before the age of 18, you should be able to do it. But remember, you're not going to be able to change status inside the United States unless you have advanced parole. So you can apply for this H1B visa as long as DACA was before 18, because the problem with DACA is the moment you accrue unlawful presence, you leave the country, you're going to be barred. You see what I'm saying? What's happening with the U.S. Embassy in Senegal? So I didn't cover Senegal on the last visa roundup. We did a visa roundup summarizing all the embassies. This video is coming up in a few days. Senegal wasn't included. But from what I know about Senegal, they're not routine visa services resumed yet. And therefore, the only way for you to get an appointment is by trying to get an expedited or an emergency. I do recommend for you to contact this particular embassy if embassy is already done with your case, because they're very fast to respond and they are easy to do that. Rosas, what exactly is H1B visa? H1B visa is the most common work visa for employers to hire skilled workers. Okay. How long does it take for I-212? Currently, these waivers are taking about 18 months. It depends where you file them. So I'll take one last question, guys, and I'm going to log off. And I promise to come back again next week. We're doing these lives on a weekly basis. So gather your questions. And next week, I promise to get a bunch of you on video so we can talk on video and make these lives a little bit longer as we do usually. Any estimate how quickly Mumbai is now scheduled immigrant visa interviews? So again, Mumbai is open to routine visa services. It again depends on your category. If it's a family petition, there's no particular. I don't think that there's a very specific time estimate for Mumbai because every case is a little bit different. But I know that right now they are working on cases that they received on December 3rd. So all the cases that were sent to them on December 3rd are currently being adjudicated only now. So you can see there's almost a lag of a month and a half from the time of receipt. But we don't really know how long it takes them to send them from MVC because we don't have those reports anyway. All right, guys. Anyway, I'm happy that I was able to go on this live, even though it was a little bit faster, but still I was able to see you. I appreciate all of you as always. We have some amazing videos coming up this week. We've got the embassy roundup. We've got some updates from Department of State, some new policy changes from USCIS. And as always, post your comments in the video comments, so I'll be able to look at them and make more videos based on your questions. Thanks for watching. As always, if you want to have a chat with me, that's the best number to reach me. I'm always here for you. Thanks, guys, and have a beautiful weekend as well.